Where's my mic muted? Hello, 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 and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, Endwalker. I'm leaving it just on the standby screen for now, just because I don't want to. Once we get into it, I want to try and focus on Sorin fully. So just while I say hello, I'll keep it here. But this is it. The final stream for the Endwalker MSQ. Sorin's finally made it all this way, journeying to the edge of creation, one by one seeing his friends fall to pave the way forward. At last he stands alone, just not waiting. I can't say he's quite ready for it, but to move on, finally confront Meteion. So, shall we move on over? Should have done earlier. We need to worry about that, but turn off the amount of music. Don't waste his energy.
If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you.
Do not despair. You are not without allies.
What we have sown in blood, we have reaped in suffering, and it cannot go on.
Upon the souls of they who have sacrificed themselves to pave the way for peace, we will never abandon our cause.
While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others.
Such victories are rarely won without sacrifice, but the prize is worth the price.
And we, for our part, are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Save your tears for the morrow. You may be sure we will have ample cause to shed them, be they for joy or despair.
From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn.
A future shaped by the choices we made, in ways we could never have foreseen.
Yet miracles do happen, so let us pray and will our friends home. I won't stop praying until I know they're safe.
Strong art thou, mortal.
Look to the light within, that you may continue to serve as a beacon to others.
Let's finish this.
Right. Everyone. Meteion.
Here the path ends. There is no way to reach our nest.
I've made it this far. But there seemed no way. There always is.
I told you. Resignation and acceptance reign in this place. The rejection of life by those who came to curse it. Those whose dreams were unfulfilled. Whose prayers were unheard. Whose labors were unrewarded. Hope cannot deliver you unto hopelessness. Our refuge is beyond you. Always has it been. Such is the nature of this place.
And so much of what I've done has been impossible.
You should have remained on Atheris. Struggle will avail you not, nor will it grant your comrades peace.
Never can I just look away from what they've given to get me this far.
Come, let me relieve you of your burden. You've suffered enough.
This burden is something the others gave me. It's not something I'm just going to give away. Bring them back.
Asm's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back. But you mustn't.
How do we make peace with
That's why it's too soon for this to end.
There are so many people in the
You must triumph.
drink of calamity, drown in...
Be safe, all of you, and come back.
I am ever grateful. I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know.
After all these years,
is this the answer I was hoping for?
So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to shape.
And Godspeed.
Perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
Do not squander it. The legacy I leave you.
I still have friends. I won't give this up. I can't call on the others. I'm still not alone.
I bid them remember, but all this time I'm the one who had forgotten. A right fool you've made of me, Hermes. And to add insult to injury, I've been denied a sound rest, forced to watch this clamorous show.
Oh, come now. It's been a gripping tale. Unbreakable bonds and noble sacrifice, sprinkled with moments of levity to counterbalance the pathos. It's got it all. I, for one, would have been perfectly content to watch enraptured from the stalls. but I won't say no to a bit part.
What are you?
Half-faded souls of the dead. Isn't it painfully obvious? Worry not. We haven't the power to defeat you, nor is it our duty to do so. Not anymore. That being said, we do have a score to settle. So here I am, Vinar. I suppose you needed me to tie it all together, these frayed threads of our history. But knowing you, I suspect there's a joke in it too. Oh yes, I can imagine you gloating over my forgetfulness. Were I feeling charitable, I might assume you had left room for the possibility of this outcome. Even so, you'll get no applause from me. A single gesture will not lighten the burden I've had to bear. Still, you must be commended. Our methods would not have brought mankind this far. And so, as a show of respect to the last of us, I make this declaration. You will not end our journey. That is our answer. The answer of all lives of Aetheris, past and present.
This isn't the end.
As you've called us to the stage, so shall we perform. And creation magics never fail to please. Drawing upon the hopes of your comrades, we will make for you a new path.
Do that? Even here?
What form said path takes depends on you. So focus. Focus and envision that which rejects the claim that you cannot attain your goal.
Right. Stop.
Ours is the wisdom to weave the fabric of reality. Ours is the power to create.
Have it.
Meteion, though I gave you these wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet. Learn to walk and run, and so much more. A flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
These Elpis blooms serve as proof that this realm is not utterly devoid of hope. No more can you deny its power. No more is yours the dominion of despair.
So?
In case the practical implications were lost on you, your comrades no longer need fight their fight.
You don't? You mean I can...
So go on. Call them back to your side.
Thank you. Everyone. To me.
May you ever walk in the light.
How disappointing. Not even a single scar in the making to brag about.
You'll find a way regardless.
Honestly, this is far more than any of us could have hoped for. Let us be thankful.
Indeed. That we thus stand reunited is a gift. Let us not squander it, and see that we all return to Etheris.
Aye. As soon as we've averted the final days.
Good to see you again. Our heroic sacrifice paid off, I take it.
Just about. Here I was thinking you weren't a fan of them.
Come, my friends. Let us carry on and finish it. Together.
Right. Backwards. To Etheris. See for yourself. The hope there. What? Star.
Can you hear me? The voice is within, crying in pain, wailing in sorrow, hurting, hurting. End it. Silence it. Silence our song of oblivion.
What are you doing?
The way is open. They can proceed.
So it seems.
You're leaving?
Of course. The Encore is finished, and I will not suffer myself to live again by Heideling's magic. But more than that, the future you seek is not the past we loved. That is why we fought, and why I lost.
So.
But though you defeated me, my ideals are inviolate, invincible. Spare me your pity. I have no use for it. If you would do something for me, save our star. See this tale to a triumphant conclusion, and with elation in your hearts, bid the final curtain fall. Only then may it rise again, and a new tale begin, with new parts for all to play. Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north? The fabled golden cities of the New World, the sacred sites of the forgotten people of the South Sea Isles.
Please.
What about Mericidia, the southern continent? Do you know aught of its present state of affairs? I thought not. Even of your little Eorzea, you know precious little. The true identities of the 12, for instance. All of which is to say, expand your horizons, go forth and seek discovery. Some of the civilizations in the reflections will surprise you. As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much. I certainly did.
I pray we meet again. If not in this life, then perhaps another. Whensoever it should be, I trust it will be a most joyous reunion.
For you, maybe. I want nothing to do with it.
Oh, don't be that way.
Still so much. Everyone. It is my fervent hope that our ancient friends will find a new beginning. They and all of their brethren who have returned to the ethereal sea. For that to come to pass, we must succeed. We must avert the final days and save Ephesus. We will. To go and see all those places and more, Emet has given you quite a task. Suffice it to say, I should be glad to assist you. Once we've returned together triumphant, of course. Of course. For all the lives on those stars whose light hath been extinguished, the ancients who went before us, I offer a solemn prayer. No need to explain. I have a rough idea of what happened while I was gone. It was a strange feeling, so I was struggling in a pitch-black sea. A powerful tide was trying to wash me away, one that churned with hatred and envy for life. It was all I could do to swim against it. Then, suddenly, I was here. It felt long and short at the same time, hazy as in a dream. Through it all, one thing was crystal clear. You fought with all your being to keep our hopes alive. I can't claim I fully understand the workings of this place, but in that moment, I felt I knew what I needed to do. I felt that it was the right time to offer up this life I owe, that I could risk it all on the wager the rest of you would manage without me. Full glad am I to see I was right. As different and mysterious as the ancients may be, they were people not unlike us. The first people to fall and feel pain, and the first forced to find a way to rise again. From them we have come. In our pain and suffering, we are connected. Say, I don't think I ever knew what to say to the man. In retrospect, I always felt like the wrong thing. But The past notwithstanding, came to your aid in your moment of need. We are here, and we will not squander this chance he has given us. We will see this tale to a triumphant conclusion, and bid the final curtain fall. Well, are you ready, Sorin? Now more than ever. Let us set forth for the reckoning. Having come this far, I know everyone's resolve is beyond doubt, so I will say only this. Within that dead sun swirls the emotions that Meteion has hoarded. The emotions of innumerable souls who strove for happiness, but failed. As it was with the denizens of Ultima Thule that barred our way, it is not for us to rebuke but admonish. It was not by passing judgment on the tragic legacies of others we arrived at this moment. Rather, it was by opening our hearts to their despair, by understanding and acknowledging their fates, while still refusing to share in them ourselves. To hold fast to hope, not in ignorance, but by choice. Should you struggle to do so, I am here to help, as you have all helped me. You know, everyone, when Sorin's response. I think just the positivity. Being reunited with his friends. We'll win this. Together, we always have. Dead ends. Bring. Definitely after losing the twins before, Sorin's not going to let them out of the sight.
I stand ever ready.
So you are finally here, in this place between death and rebirth, where life knows no dawn. Come then. Follow me down into the darkest depths of despair.
Thank you. This is the star she visited.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful blue star that fell to pestilence and rotted inside and out. The more its people clung to life, the more they suffered.
Wait. Let's see. Oh. Hello, Minnie. Sorry you missed the scene. This is a message. Why do you ask such a question? Do you not see the plague and pestilence that consumes us? Ours is a world of rancid blood and rotting flesh, where death is the only remedy to suffering. There's no meaning to be found in such misery. It was not always thus. Beneath the waves we once knew only peace and plenty. We wanted for naught, and yet craved more, that our progeny might someday flourish as we never could. Eventually we ventured to the lands above, bearing flame and iron, toppling any who dared oppose our might. The world was ours for the taking. Of it. Or like this one begins.
Until they curse not the illness, but their fellow corrupted.
You cannot stop us!
It's like flicking into the wall there.
You cannot stop us!
Were all the stars she visited like this? No, bro.
I may?
In some hope she'd find something different.
There!
Message. This world is not the boundless paradise we were promised. Our population quickly outstripped the habitable land, while seas we thought would shine forever blue ran dry, spoiled in forging the tools of conquest. Cramped homes turned to squalor. Then came the sickness, our undoing, and the final blessing this star has to offer. We are no longer the fools we once were. Wheresoever life goes, death will follow. Indeed, existence is but the most painful path unto nothingness, and the wise embrace their obliteration wholeheartedly. Just the messages that Meteion found. The answer that our quest brought her to. Right, everyone.
Those who lived and festered. Those who died and decayed.
Wind.
You cannot stop us!
I have you now.
What is... Together.
I have you now.
Often? Right. Just a little more. Would that this were not merely a memory.
And the very last of them wished they had never been born at all.
Is that memory heal? She absorbed their... This is... Where is this?
In a faraway place, a brilliant star eradicated disease. Before destroying the selfsame lives it had saved.
What is... What... Oh.
You cannot stop us!
Machines. Automatons. So, this is... another different...
You cannot stop us!
That's your favorite thing to do.
If I may?
I have you now.
Get through this. See. That's not stopped us before. Machine again.
Its people sought ever greater freedoms no matter the cost.
This is... better. The otherworldly beings should first grace us with their presence as a sign. Indeed, they understand that we, the global community, are possessed of the wisdom and compassion needed to guide this star back to the path of righteousness. Yet the freedom fighters dare to undermine us, inviting chaos to disrupt the order we labored so hard to build. We have forgotten the history of this star and its once myriad nations, the wars waged, countless lives lost. They must be brought to heel. The world united under a single standard, no matter the cost. Which reminds me of Mars. Through sometimes.
I have you now.
Lean against that as well. Despair here. Finish cutscene. Welcome back, mate. Still in the dungeon. as you can see. More.
They tried to buy peace with fire and steel.
Yeah, it's fair enough. When you're used to something, it's hard to change over to something else. That's shit. This world. Memories. I'm so this. More. Machine again. Looks like it's what's standing in our way. We constructed the Peacekeeper, the pinnacle of engineering and technology. This mighty war machine was designed to rid us of the freedom fighters, as well as any other potential threat to the peace we have. As well as any other potentials to the peace we have so long pined for. Its artificial intelligence ensures that this singular function is carried out with cold and calculating precision. Indeed, the 10,000 Peacekeeper units we created have now routed every threat to peace, including us. All that remains is to stand and fight. How they came to an end. They could have accomplished so much good with their knowledge. They could have...
Allow me!
Resuming peace protocol. All life forms must be eliminated to achieve peace in perpetuity. This is... Deploying perpetual war machines. Please stand by to fire. Vital signs detected. Initiate an extinction protocol in accordance with primary directive. Extinction? No can help you. Just like... It's different this time. Just about. I feel bad about taking down a machine. This again. Still going.
I have you now.
Yeah, this boss is painful if you're playing Black Mage.
You cannot stop us!
That hurts. This is not at all what technology was meant for.
And when one asked, what is the point? There were none left to answer.
I did it! I killed them all! Killed them all. What is this one?
Farther still existed a star without strife. Where none remembered life's trials or its joys.
Good job, Globus. Choose. Meteion mentioned that this isn't what.
You cannot stop us!
You underestimate me!
Joy lost itself. This is the one she was. Something here. A curious traveler visited our star. A bird which proffered these questions. What meaning does life hold? For what do you strive? I could find no satisfactory answers. Only bittersweet memories of an age long past. There was a time when we were lesser, and in our nescience sought purpose, struggled to justify life's worth. That was, of course, before we achieved perfection. Now, condemned to our paradise, we understand the fatuity of existence. Like the fledglings we once were, the poor bird could not accept the truth. It asked us again and again, hoping, perhaps, our answer might change. Meteor. I'm horribly right.
what its people had gained from ease, they lost to apathy.
That's... I pressed the wrong button, that's why. That's why I'm not throwing shield.
There!
Is that...
You cannot stop us!
This did we do? How many sisters did he have? But... They lost their passion for everything? Even life itself? So it seems. There was a time when we yearned to explore the heavens, found purpose and hope of unveiling life's mysteries. A dream shattered when we reached enlightenment and found it empty. There was a time when we believed in our legacy, thought ourselves marking a worthy path our successors might follow. Efforts rendered futile when we discovered the keys to paradise and immortality. As individuals, we struggle to know what was right. Yet in today's perfect unity, there is naught left to question. We are infinitely constricted by the finite. No more. R'Allah shall grant us the mercy of annihilation. They did to see. The last mercy. R'Allah. Ready, everyone? How could they?
So they created the kindest, most gentle of beasts.
They may have given up. It's no reason for us to lose hope. I was right.
Its steps were light, and its gift was as painless as it was beautiful.
This is...
Bathed in its golden glow, they all slept happily ever after.
I have you now.
And
Hold still.
that doesn't look good.
You cannot stop us!
There.
This again.
Let's give them a show!
Hold still.
It's my turn.
You cannot stop us!
More. That's perfect. And try and click on a skill on my hotbar and just move it instead.
Something special for you!
Graha actually stole it off of Alizé. Did it. Still need to find Meteion. Yep. This is... I know you can click on lock now, I just forget because every time... It bothers me every time that I do go to deliberately change my skills, because it takes me a moment to remember. And that happens to be far more often than the misclick. Meteion?
That you still stand. Your determination defies all reason. The souls within me writhe and recoil in your presence. What must I do? What pain must I visit upon you to make you surrender to despair?
No one is unbreakable. What pains one may weather may bring another to tears. But therein lies our strength. For when we fall, Our brothers and sisters are there to raise us up, again and again, without end.
I see. But no matter how much hope exists, ever will there be more despair. Ever will the living pass the present and lament the future. So shall sin until life ceases to be.
You don't have that many sisters. This. Meteion?
7 hells.
On your guard.
Right.
The rage. It rises. Rises.
Those are for stars. Oh. No.
Stop!
Meteion? There's...
Calm yourself, please.
We die in pain. We die in suffering. Who are you to live? Who are you to hope?
Hold on, my friends.
Oriange, watch out!
Alphino!
We cannot comprehend. We cannot know. We cannot know.
Don't, please! Don't do this to them! To yourself!
Just one good strike.
Stop! Please stop!
We will not suffer alone. All will know our pain.
No, you don't!
No! Everyone!
All are washed in ice, a frozen waste, forever silent.
Wait!
Sorry, Alice.
Don't!
Not losing anyone again. turn to stay behind.
You gifted them escape and rendered yourself powerless. Bereft of the synergy you claim is your strength. Unless you need to call upon the dead once more.
They might not be here, but they're still with me.
Defiant to the last. But you will be one with us ere long. You will be battered and torn and made to crawl. You will weep and wail and curse your impotence. Curse your life as it fades. As we did. As we died. Such pain and sorrow we felt. Such anguish and rage. We tried. We tried. But it was no use. Only when we surrendered did we find release. Only when we embraced death. So join us in despair and embrace yours.
What was that?
My ultimatum. What is happening?
Something breaking in? Shinryu? Why? How?
At the end of everything, I find you, my friend. I saw something in you once, as you did in me. When at last I understood what it was, I journeyed to Sharlayan to seek you out. Struck a bargain with the woman who shares your gift. In exchange for lending the Scions my aid, I was given the means to come hither. Gorging upon what remained of the Mother Crystal, I reclaimed the form of the dragon. And, hungry still for our reunion, I rode the light of the stars to you. I take it this is your prey. But why does it still live? Surely it is no match for you. I assumed you would be above something so banal as despair. Am I mistaken?
I was just getting to it. I don't feel either of these are particularly Sorin. Is he egging you on? I don't think he'd say he wouldn't save someone. I was prepared to do this alone.
And I'd rather not give it. Nay, I would have preferred that we enjoy a private reunion. So come! Let us dispense with this distraction, you and I!
Very well.
You struggle in vain. You will not silence our song of oblivion.
One more time, Azim. Final day. I wonder. Hey, Nam, are you there? Do you want to join in a queue by any chance? Oh, less than 5 minutes apparently. Hey. It's a party. I'm gonna make sure I can say hello. Very end. You like the music for this battle? All the previous bosses. This... I guess this is maybe while we're just waiting for the queue, a good time as any to... Yeah. This is going to be the last stream in Sorin's journey for some amount of time? Maybe a month or two? Not because I don't want to continue on with the post-Endwalker stuff, but I feel the climax of Endwalker is a good place to kind of put a pin in it, so I can get back to my other list of to-stream games, which is a list that has been growing while I've been playing Final Fantasy 14. And because Final Fantasy 14, like, there's so much content and there's so many streams to do for it, it's been keeping me a little from streaming other games, so I kind of want to take a step back a bit and focus on hopefully decreasing the size of my to-stream list. I think I haven't quite decided for sure, but I believe next week I'm going to be starting into... I forgot the name of it now. Kill the Princess? Yeah, Kill the Princess is one of them. And I kind of want to get back to... I've kept Dishonored 2 in my playlist, because I do want to do a high chaos run of Dishonored 2 to see what happens to the story when you murder everyone. Omori. Yeah, Omori is planned to be soon, Mooney. But from what I gather, that's a kind of another... It's still a bit of a longer one. Is it... Correct me if I'm wrong, but did it take you like 12 streams for Omori? I don't know how. I suppose I should look up how long the... That's maybe something I can do in the background. And of course, the moment I start looking at other stuff, the queue will pop. So that's always going to be helpful. But how long? So Omori... People say for Omori 28 hours, which is... Doesn't divide by 3, but it's about 9 streams recommends. Maybe less than 10, so Slay the Princess, that's the name. Slay the Princess is only estimated at 5 hours. So that's one I can. That's a game I can probably get in 2 streams at most. Dishonored always felt. Dishonored 2's 22 hours. And I've already that's not a new game, so I think I'll go into the High Chaos with the New Game Plus just to see how the story changes and get to mess around with the high level powers. So no, Slay the Princess is a game that I've been interested in for quite a while. I think it's one of the games that's been sitting on my to-stream list for the longest. I will definitely prioritize Omori as the third game to come after that. The average wait time lied to me. One DPS waiting for us. Waiting with us, even. There we go. It's been more than 5 minutes. Indeed. Imagine if that was all the queue timer was less than 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes. That's all the wait the ETA timer tells you. Right. The final day. The end.
You will never reach it. Will never reach the deliverance you seek.
We'll see about that. Say hello quickly.
Our hunt ends this day. There is nowhere you can flee that we cannot follow.
Even stars must die.
That's stars. I don't know, that mechanic got me so many times the first time I did this.
Utterly futile.
Just when you're...
Your suffering is at an end. This is a kindness. all of us have known despair. We have seen the end.
There we go. Not paying attention.
The same end. Again and again.
Something in the middle of it this time, or is this just to demonstrate? It's been a while since I've fought the Endsinger. Jeez.
A sorrow so deep only emptiness remains.
His head just dying. Yeah. Correctly, this one pushes you really close to the edge. There we go.
'Tis so lonely between the stars.
First. What is she? This again.
We have seen the end.
That's ultimate.
The same end. Again and again.
I am not good at remembering.
If there is no happiness in life,
That's...
There is only one place it may be found.
Isn't it good? Did he perfect?
Oblivion.
Did it?
Dynamis. No matter. You only delay the inevitable.
Let's see about
This
that.
is fate.
This is... She's just... Again? We survived her before.
Your time has come. It always does.
Yes.
What is this defiance? No. The hatred, the pain, the loss. We cannot suffer it again.
We will stand against fate.
Still have everyone on my side.
No matter the cost.
We've been here before. Many a time.
Thus do we know.
To never give up.
The hope will shine again.
Everyone.
What we saw. What I saw. This can only end in misery and desolation.
It's yet to be seen.
No life, no star, nor the universe itself. None should hope for better.
Yeah. for more. We did it!
If this was not the answer, then what is it? Where lies happiness?
No one waiting for accommodation, I guess. Yeah, I'm here, so I don't hear it. Oh, you were in there now. I kind of thought I saw Kai, and then kind of during the battle, I kind of was too focused to actually look at the names of the party list. It's not over yet. Meteion. What's it, Mooney? It's the Maker's Ruin, not the Ruin's Maker. You've got that backwards.
No matter where we flew, there was only darkness and loneliness and pain. We couldn't find the answers Hermes yearned for. The answers he deserved. Greetings, you who are my final encounter. I wish to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
Here. You can tell. Can't you?
Yes, I can see them. The memories of a long, long journey. So many people. The thoughts of them overflowing in your heart. What they live for. What gives their lives meaning. There was never a single answer. You gather pieces of happiness, precious and fragile, only to lose them. Then start again. On and on it goes, until death takes you into its gentle embrace. That which Hermes sent us to find was there all this time. On Atheris.
Not something to be found. Something to be made.
Like a field of flowers, perhaps. At first a single blossom. It spreads and takes on more colors. Thank you for guiding me here. To find these words at journey's end fills me with joy. And so, before I fall forever silent, there is one thing I must do. No expression of regret will undo what my sisters and I have done, or restore what we have stolen. But if you would allow it, I would sing one last song. A song of the newfound joy that swells in my heart. Of the beauty of light when it shines across a dark and starless sea. Of a dream that from the soil of worlds now lost to sorrow, life will spring forth once more, nourished by gentle rains and caressed by uplifting winds. A song of hope. One day, life will fill the universe again, and Hermes will see this and smile. How, I do not know. But I do know that where there is a will, there is a way. After all, miracles happen every day, do they not? I will create a path back to your ship, where your dear friends await. Hold in your heart your desire to return to them, then follow my lead and walk forth. That hope will surely guide you true.
Thank you.
You mean to return to the world where you are hailed as a hero.
Xenos.
Hear me then. Not as a hero, but as simply you. As I learned in Alamigo, you are a formidable foe. Stronger than any I have faced. Against you, I need bring my all to bear. I need burn through the candle of my life. This is the sole pleasure I know. And it is the sole pleasure I have to share.
That's really all you have?
And so I come before you to issue challenge and offer singular bliss. If you wish to walk away, I will not stop you. You value life. You do not burn yours save for reasons you deem worthy. Reasons such as those which brought you here. The salvation of a world and its people. The motives of a hero true. But there is more to you than that. You know this to be true. As surely as you know the thrill of pushing your body and soul to their limits. Of confronting ever mightier foes, dancing ever closer to the precipice, wondering if this will be the one to finally fill the void. Such pleasures you seek for their own sake, and no other reason. Is this not so, adventurer?
It's like it's been a while since someone's called me that. It is another one. I've been wondering for a while how Sorin will respond to this. I don't think he'd go with either of the negative options, but I also don't think he'd be quite on board with agreeing with what Xenos is saying about him. I suppose at the same time, he would understand he can't 100% deny it. Sorin has to answer as himself. I just feel that the two negative responses are too much, especially after Xenos did come all the way and did help out, and seems to have, matured a little. He's not trying, he's learned to ask. I don't think these responses... He's not emotionally invested enough in Xenos as an enemy to call him out like that. As much as I hate to admit it, I can't say you're completely wrong.
Ha! Acceptance! At long last! The conflagration of our clash will scorch even the stars!
Just this once. Suppose do him the honor of fighting it. In the same field. Okay. Still Xenos. Might not win easily. Yeah. See, I think with my main character, I went with the first option as well. Because I feel even after the end of Stormblood, my feelings towards Xenos was mostly that of pity. I suppose as well, my playthrough, so even my main character's never been a particularly aggressive person. Here we go.
Hold nothing back! Push yourself to your limit and me to mine!
This is...
Ha! Still fighting you, I see. Show me your vaunted fortitude.
That was a little far, I think. Oh, no. Just in time.
Soon you will know the full extent of my power.
It's Avatar.
Mine for the taking. Mine for the taking.
Ow. Again.
A test of your reflexes. A test of your reflexes.
This is...
Mine for the taking.
Watch out. This is...
A test of your reflexes. Have I overestimated your potential?
This isn't over yet. I've walked them all this way. Making it back home.
A test of your reflexes. soul, how it burns!
Quick enough.
I know you feel it too. The inferno swelling within you.
It's shrouded.
Come! Let all creation be consumed by our ravenous fervor! I have you! Do not tell me your life's fire is already spent.
Yet. I can still stand. Come on, sir.
Yes! Yes! Rise once more! It mustn't end yet!
That's...
A test of your reflexes! I have you!
Definitely stronger now.
A test of your reflexes!
You're just
Show me your vaunted fortitude!
This is all
mine for the taking! I have you!
We don't.
Mine for the taking!
Just a little more. Is this it?
No, not yet. Not until the last of me is spent.
Again.
Now fall. This is my moment. Our moment.
Come on. Fight back. Was that level up? Is that?
That I should lose again. How disappointing. Never have I understood those around me. Understood their obsessions. Besieged by their banality, the world is a mire of tedium and trivialities. But in these fleeting moments, there is a spark. Blinding, brilliant. Gone. Too soon. What of you, my mirror? Born into this world, bestowed name, bid to seek out strife and adventure. Was this life a gift or a burden? Did you find fulfillment?
So
Can you hear? Say. Must tend to. Open your. Please.
Someone, and
Please.
you can't leave us. Not like this.
See?
If you do, I'll never forgive you. So come on. Open your eyes and get up.
Are you with us?
I am.
Oh, thank the heavens. For a moment we thought...
Is everyone okay?
After what you've done, you're the last person to be asking that. You... How can you keep your promise if you're not here?
Another fine show you've put on, my friend.
A fine show indeed. What were you thinking? Fighting alone? Never do that again. My poor heart couldn't bear it.
Put yourself in our place. If you hadn't returned, how do you think we would feel? And if that sounds harsh, it's because we care.
We tended to thy wounds as best we could. But how is the pain?
Try not to think too much about that.
That is gladdening. Grievous as thine injuries were, however, I would counsel repose for a time.
Gladdening!
Jose?
There's nothing gladdening about this. When Meteion appeared in here and told us that you were right behind her, we all got our hopes up. But you never came. And when you finally deigned to appear, you're within an ilm of your life.
There was...
Damn you! Damn you for making us worry!
Sorry, Jose.
Oh, those were cries of celebration! Anyway, well, the important thing is that you're all alive and in reasonably good health, and we mean to get you back that way. As for your earlier request, I'm quite certain we're in range to make contact now.
Ah, excellent. Let us announce our return at once.
We're already on the way back.
I hope you're ready.
Are we sure I can't have 5 more minutes?
While you were unconscious, we set out from Ultima Thule, you see. Can you stand? If so, you may wish to see what's outside.
I can try. This... We're back. Yes.
We're home, my friend. We're home.
Take your time, game.
Is that? It is! It's the Ragnarok! They're back!
Thank heavens. Truly.
They've done it!
Welcome home.
Yes! Ah.
Welcome home, everyone!
Her voice there reminded me of Mustache Girl from A Hat in Time for a moment. Where goes the... I'll look back at chat in a moment, just I've been focusing on the game for a while. I know there have been things I've been missing.
Welcome home!
these scrolling credits. That's the... There we go. Recognizing the old day theme. I can let that scroll for a little bit. And look back at chat. So yeah, I have been kind of glancing up at chat, but I've also been keeping a lot of my attention on the game. Partly because the instance with Xenos does require attention to keep your attention on it. And a little past release of Dawn Trail. Yeah. I kind of realized once I kind of remembered that the job quests exist. I could skip the credits, but I'm going to just let them play while I kind of talk a bit. Unless, like, is there a reason I shouldn't let the credits play? Like, is there an active reason to avoid them? Yeah. I think once I remembered the job quests exist, I kind of gave up on Sorin completing it before Dawn Trail's release. Maybe I could imagine if I'd started a week or two earlier on exclusively streaming Final Fantasy. All I missed. Oh, yeah. Reaper versus Reaper, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think Nam's got it right on how Reapers can use magic, but I think with Xenos there's something more specifically as to how Xenos can do it. I think it's kind of twofold. One is that he's become a primal before, which I think has quite possibly changed him. Like, I don't know if you could call him a pure Garlean anymore. I think the second part is possibly Elidibus's possession of his body. Elidibus, I wouldn't put it past Elidibus to have modified Xenos' body while he was inhabiting it to be capable of using magic. I think Nam's right when it comes to the average Reaper, but I do think there's more to it with Xenos. Especially because you see, like, a lot of the magic he uses is primal magic. It's not void magic. Pray you return to the Waking Sands, yep. Yeah, that exists. At least that's my theory on it. I assume. There could also be part of it to do with the way he was modified to have the resonance. But that's, again, I don't think there's anything fully confirmed there. I think there must be part of it to do with Elidibus modifying Xenos' body at any rate. Because aren't some characters in the game surprised when they see Xenos using magic, even though they know that he is being possessed by an Ascian at that point? Which feels it to me, it implies a little that an Ascian should normally be limited by the abilities of the body they're in. I think safe to skip now. I can do my rest of my talking once the quest is finished, because I think all else I have to say is wrapping up. Where's my screenshot button? Masayoshi Soken. I think I'm still in his like 2% top listeners on Spotify. Masayoshi Soken. Listen to Twitch. There. Don't mind me just getting some of Sorin's credits there.
Dearest mother, dearest father, this letter will be the very last that I write to you from the rising stones. As I commit these words to parchment, I fondly recall my journey as a scion. From the time I first walked into the Order's former halls, to the time I set forth to forestall the final days. At the farthest reaches of the Sea of Stars, we fought the battle of our lives. Fought against despair itself, a veritable maelstrom of it, fed by the resignation that dwelled in the hearts of beings not so unlike ourselves. Full oft have I harbored the same malaise. Have I been brought to my knees, crushed by the weight of sorrow and defeat, convinced that I will never rise again.
I don't know if Ilbert belongs in this fond recollection.
However, I have also known many moments of unbridled joy and happiness. By this truth do I find hope within, blooming resplendent, like the Elpis flower. And thus do I endure. Do I look forward to creating more memories with my friends and loved ones. For from these fertile seeds, yet more hope shall spring forth. And they will grow to become shining lights that illuminate the dark. Thus believing, I leave the rising stones behind, as will my comrades. For, as we have decided, after careful deliberation, we are disbanding the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
you are, Alphino. Everyone is already gathered in the foyer.
My apologies. I'll be right there. At least, that is what the story will be. Sorry to keep you all waiting.
What could you possibly have left to do now?
Oh, just a letter.
I imagine it will be a while before we can gather like this again.
So it must be, if we're to keep up appearances. From now on, it falls to the Grand Company of Eorzea and its allies to deal with the realm's crises.
Meanwhile, we shall return to our erstwhile ways. Retreating from plain sight to take our place in the shadows once more.
Indeed. For the foreseeable future, I expect that we must work independently as we seek out problems that want for solving. But a day will come when we face another great challenge, and we will face it together, as we always have.
As much as I look forward to that day, I do hope it doesn't come anytime soon.
Well, formal association or no, if any of you should require my services, you need but ask.
If we can find him.
I'll be glad to keep my lance arm honed.
I'll hold you to that. So you had better keep your link pearl on hand.
So you really mean to stay, Tataru?
Oh, someone has to keep the Rising Stones in proper order. And even a super-secret organization requires a super-secret base of operations. To the rest of the world, it will be naught more than a workshop for Eorzea's foremost up-and-coming artisan. If you thought our coffers were full to bursting before, just wait till I can devote myself wholly to the crafts.
It's something to look forward to.
Plotting to build a mercantile empire to rival that of Lord Lodorito, are we?
I, for one, look forward to your future successes, Tataru. As do I our next meeting.
And with that, I believe it is past time you all made ready to depart. Leave no preparations undone or words unsaid, all right? Now, off with you.
Say goodbyes. Go on, Sorin. Don't miss this chance to say a word to each of our friends. After all you've been through together, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. You were an amateur adventurer when we first met. But look at you now. You've grown into quite the fine young lad. Just as I always knew you would. One might say I ought to settle down in my old age. Seeing you now has set my adventurous spirit ablaze once more. The first journey I set out upon will be a long-awaited hot springs tour with my dear friend Hume. Safe travels, Isildair. There's been naught but chaos since Telophoroi first appeared. Towers, lunar primals, the Empire, the final days. Yet we have weathered it all, and lived to see the sun rise on a new day. And now that peace is returned, I can finally resume my travels with my grandfather. Perhaps we'll go first to Kugane, relax in the Bukai-sen hot springs. That might be nice. Of course, my journey will not simply be for pleasure. I will collect information on the territories I travel. Perhaps I shall visit Naisha, via Doma. Alice? Sorin, seen your preparations, have you? Did I do the quest to help the Domans leave? I don't know if I did with Sorin. I know there are a few side quests I kind of missed out on doing. Because I think by the time I remembered that I liked to do them, I'd kind of they didn't really fit into the story to do them. I'm just making another sweep of my belongings. Wouldn't do to find I've forgotten something halfway to my destination. Oh, in case you hadn't heard, we've received new reports detailing the devastation caused by the final days. It appears the situation is gravest in the lands surrounding the Bounty, where the sky first began to burn. Think of some other side quests after restoring the... Ooh, it might be. I kept intending to get to the Enclave, but that was one of the ones that I feel I missed the opportunity to do it at a good time. So it might be something Sorin goes back to now that there's nothing urgent to do. Sorry, just need to grab a drink. My throat's getting a little sore. Yeah, I do think, yeah, now you mentioned that there had been a quest kind of at the end of restoring the Enclave. I think you are right that there is one there. Afghan, the calamity was observed in the far north. In Garlemald and the frozen lands beyond. We also had reports of the heavens catching fire in isolated locations, one of which was an area in the northern Empty. If our quest taken any longer, Charlian too may have come under threat. Thank goodness it's over now. To be sure, blasphemies and lesser beasts may still be roaming about. These localized crises should be well within the capabilities of each nation to handle on their own. Scions are no longer needed. Which isn't to say we won't help out where we can, of course. As individuals. No more of this order business. For my part, I'll be heading to Garlemald with Alphino. They were among the worst affected and still need all the help they can get. It's a good plan. It won't be easy. An inevitable part of aiding those in need is coming face to face with tragedy. Knowing it doesn't make it any easier, though. It'll curse my weakness, my inability to fix every problem and save every lost soul. No matter how much it hurts, I won't give up. I'll do what I can for as many people as I can, begrudging no effort. Should I find myself discouraged, I'll remember you. Think back fondly to one of your many moments of triumph and the accompanying determined expression. Even those that still annoy me in retrospect, like when you activated the teleporter without warning. That was... Should you hear about me, I want you to remember too. Remember that I'm out there somewhere, trying my very best. And I don't think Sorin's would quite get the pride to go with it. Look forward to hearing about everything. Sure you'll do well. Not that I'm trying to become famous or anything. That being said, Next time we meet, I'll be vastly improved. So don't be surprised when you find yourself marveling at me. Do you mean specifically in Final Fantasy XIV, or just in general, another collab? Ooh. I'm definitely up for it. I do find it's very much more enjoyable. Not that it's not enjoyable to stream normally, but I find it's the same with gaming in general. It's much more fun when you're doing it with someone. Arianche? Sorin, hast thou spoken with our comrades? Though this parting be not forevermore, 'tis nonetheless occasion for sorrow. Akin to a pixie's path, the navigation of such farewells is a perilous endeavour indeed. For their part, however, the Loports embark upon a new beginning. Though bereft of its purpose as a vessel, the moon yet remaineth hospitable for the creatures of Aetheris. Thus do our lunar visitors convene with the Forum, intent upon assigning some new and beneficial role to our solitary satellite. Yet ere that may come to pass, there is much and more each party must learn of the other, a process which doth promise to be eventful indeed. To that end, a cadre of Loports have gleefully dispersed across our lands in the name of mutual understanding. Eidolon, 'tis said, did imbue them with her love for all things born of this star. And 'tis Vanah's own nature, I believe, which doth manifest in this irrepressible, inexhaustible curiosity of theirs. Sure it is. Having witnessed that which they strove to achieve, I wish most keenly for their long labours to be rewarded, that their abiding affection for man result in a boon for all. Moreover, I hope to continue our acquaintance, and share in such knowledge as they see fit to impart. Willing to leave it just as acquaintances? I did not wish to presume. I would be honoured should they consider me a friend. For it is certainly true that I have grown fond of their company. I'm sure they have as well. But I shall digress no further. This day should belong to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, to mine incomparable companions. Oft times hath mine reticence caused thee grief, and mine actions spurred allies to suspect betrayal. And yet, here amongst you, I still stand. No amounts of words could express my gratitude for thine acceptance and forgiveness. Thus, instead, I do proffer my humble support, be it unto the deepest abyss or the highest heavens. Even if I must needs founder across stormy seas, ever shall I answer thy summons. Thank you, Arianche. Yeah, it's maybe not a game for streaming, and it's a long-term game regardless. But it was something I noticed when I saw recently. I hadn't realized Baldur's Gate 3 is a co-op game, which had me curious as to what extent is it co-op? Can you? I'm doing my jumping thing. Can you just? Yeah, whether can you play through the entire game co-op? Yeah, there's plenty of. I know there's other games. I've been curious about that. It Takes Two. We should have streamed poker. Oh yeah, that would have been a good one to stream. There's another game I think is really cool. I don't know if it's quite fair to play it though, because I've played it before. I went through it with Frim. But that was what was the name of it? Have I forgotten? A Way Out. I think it was A Way Out. Dead Adult. Oh yeah, so people can see the other side. A Way Out is a really good game that was designed for exclusively co-op. Like you have to have another person with you to play it, and it does it really well. And like it was good enough that me and Frim, like, we kind of thought, oh, we'll start this up and give it a try. And I think we went through the entire game in one sitting. It just ended up being that enjoyable. It feels like it was a while ago now. I think it was before I moved out. Before I moved into the apartment, because I think it was still while I had that other setup. Far too much blood has been spilled, and far too many lives lost. Still, I'm glad I was able to do something to repay those who showed me a path to the future. Not that our job is over, of course. Far from it. There is much that remains to be done before true and lasting peace can be achieved. To that end, Ori and I mean to set off for Corvos. We expect that the tensions between the Garleans and the Corvosi will only flare more with the Empire's fall. It's true. There's still a lot of work to be done in the world. I still remember the day we sparred together as though it were yesterday. Think how far we have all come since then. Even now, I have not abandoned my dream of besting you in single combat. Of a friendly nature, of course. Though I clearly do not hold a candle to the Warrior of Light at present. I shall continue to train diligently, that one day you might consider me an equal. I look forward to that day, Ori. Gra? Have a moment? Oh, Sorin, might you have a moment to talk? Of course. I was about to ask you. With the Scions stepping away from the public eye, I have been left to consider what new endeavors I might pursue. And after speaking with Kryl, I have decided I will be assisting her in rebuilding the students of Baldesion. Not only am I indebted to Master Gala for giving me a new home, but had our order never existed, I would have never set foot within the Crystal Tower. How different my life might have been. I would have never met you, never become caretaker of the tower, never become a Scion. You gave me the chance to do so much good, and I hope to continue to do so with the students. For an added benefit, new mysteries often find their way to our doorsteps. Mysteries that could prove ideal for fulfilling our promise, to embark on a new adventure together, unlike any we've experienced before. You'll have to let me know when you find something. Whenever you have the time and inclination, my friend, I stand ready to accompany you unto the unknown. Do you recall, in the realm of the Omicrons, when I asked if you thought I might someday be mentioned in your epic? Well, 'tis true that to earn a place at your side would be the stuff of dreams. In the end, nothing would give me greater joy than to stand with you in the here and now. It needn't be some grand endeavor. It needn't be a promise. Whenever adventure calls, I won't hesitate to invite you. I hope that you will do the same for me. Of course, Gra. Be the first one I call. I'll hold you to that. As much as we have already seen, there's still so much we haven't. Who knows? Perhaps we will even encounter survivors of the Omicron somewhere out there. Hopefully they'll be a little more friendly than Omega. After all, given how they took to the stars, it isn't implausible that some found themselves far from home. And should we encounter a wayward traveler, waiting commands that will never come, I would bid them seek adventure with someone, and with that partner find new purpose, a new dream. For if crystals can hold fast to dreams, why not Omicrons? Wherever your plans may lead, do not hesitate to send word. And should a commission of interest come my way, you'll be the first to know. I look forward to it, Gra. Has Twitch been lagging at all? So I just looked, and it feels like last I looked at the clock, my timer, it was at 2 minutes 51 minutes. 2 hours 51 minutes. And now I've looked and it's 2 hours 55. I could have sworn it's been longer since I last looked at the clock. I'm so glad I was able to be here in this moment. You know, I considered continuing to follow in Ori's footsteps. I've realized it's time I found my own way in life. Otherwise, I'll never be half the man my brother is. First things first, I'm going to head to Gridania to visit the Conjurer's Guild and the Archer's Guild. I'll do my very best to brush up on my skills before I see you again. Losing track of time. I mean, this is kind of the opposite way to how I usually lose track of time, though. Normally it's I look at the clock and it's kind of like, how has that much time passed? It feels like it's been 2 minutes when it's been 2 hours. It very rarely feels like I've been spending a lot of time doing something and then it's only been 3 minutes. We may have accomplished our goals and put it behind us. My time with the Scions provided memories that will last me a lifetime. Ooh, did I miss one? No, I didn't. I thought I double-clicked there. Oh, bliss. I think I was blessed with the chance to experience such unbridled brotherly love. Now that Oshir has decided to set off without his dear brother, about the two of them together, I fear I might suffer withdrawal. I'm sure you'll be fine, Enor. Clemens? I'm so glad the danger is past. There was nothing I could do but pray from here, so I was relieved to the point of tears when everyone made it back safely. I imagine we'll have more free time now, so I was thinking I'd study up on healing magic, so I could make myself more useful in the future. My first stop will be the Astrologicum in Nishgard, to learn about Charlian astrology. I must follow Oshir's lead and continue to hone my skills. When you get there, I recommend trying to see if you can study under Master Rufus. The Guild Master, Janik Kennard, can be a little unreliable at times. Shola? Oh, are we saying our farewells too? I hadn't, at present, planned on a journey of any great length. Not that I am averse to a moment or two of quiet reminiscence. In fact, there was something I'd been meaning to ask you. Something that has been in my thoughts since the last flames of the final day subsided. What are you thinking about? During our travels, we have witnessed more than a lifetime's worth of oddities and spectacles. More than can easily be remembered. And Nestled amongst those memories are certain essential facts. The history of Epirus and the ancients, glimpses of the Ea, of their culture and philosophy. Rather than simply hoard such treasures in my mind, I wonder if I should not be disseminating them in formal records for wider consumption. When needed, I have penned reports and prepared briefings, but ever have I balked at the idea of binding the subject of my studies in a book or tablet. Truth is given shape in interpretation. When we seek to capture it with our words, it is invariably molded to fit a narrative, no matter how well-intentioned the rendering. An event is described as sad, a summation which fails to express the emotional complexity, yet the word on the page is what endures, a pale shadow of reality. Throughout history, some have deliberately embellished the truth, but I believe many, if not most, deviations are the result of similar linguistic shortcomings, piling one upon the other, until the end result is unrecognizable from its origin. Which is why I fear that writing an account in my own words would be akin to diluting fine wine with water. Yet even with the potential for corrupted meaning, I do of course realize the importance of keeping written records. Without them, my search for wisdom would be a painful affair indeed. What say you on this matter? Should I take up the quill? Reflect upon those experiences only we have shared, and seek to preserve them for posterity? That's... I think so. If Sorin had the option, I feel he'd be in a more neutral stance. That this is Y'shtola's decision to make. Like, they're her memories. I think everything we've seen should be remembered. It's a blind person. I'm more and more convinced she's not blind. She just sees things differently. I meant to bring this up, but I was kind of trying not to talk too much out of character in last stream during Ultima Thule, but Y'shtola said like she could read that there was writing on the pillars that the Ea had written on, and she could read it well enough to kind of say like I recognize this as a language I do not know. Like, she was able to recognize it. Oh, she's blind. She can't see the sky. Very well then. I shall endeavour to pen what I can of the Ea, and the ancients, and of so many other wonders. Just around you. It's possible. That's maybe something that she can't see, because the night sky is mostly nothing when you think about it. And Y'shtola sees ether. Or it's quite possible that kind of all the air aspect of ether that makes up the air maybe creates a fog for her. So maybe she's short-sighted. When it comes to being able to see. But there do seem plenty of times where she's able to read things. Which I think means we can assume she's not blind. But I am no scribe. It'll be less of polished work and more reordering of scattered notes. In any case, I feel much better for having sought your opinion. Left to our own devices, we tend to overthink such things. I will otherwise return to following where my curiosity leads. After all, a safe method of travel to the first yet eludes me, and our venture into the great expanse has prompted an entirely new set of questions. Should you stumble into the unknown or struggle with some impenetrable mystery, know that I am at your beck and call. It never hurts to see things from a different perspective, and mine is rather different than most. See, this is what I think I meant when I said last stream, that, or was it the stream before, that I feel it would be really cool for later expansions to have a more focused view on, like, individual characters. I feel like there's plenty there for Y'shtola to kind of, like, focus on her character. Estinian? Oh yeah, this is the brooding main character. Stare off. If you have something to say, then out with it. Staring gun. Just worried. I was about to go for that because I misread them as both saying just wondering. Sorin wouldn't be worried about Estinian. See, yeah, he'd not be worried about Estinian earning money. He'd be worried about Estinian spending money. Just wondering a little what to do now. I thought you adventurers had any number of ways to earn coin. Though the Scion's mode of operation has changed, we should be compensated as before. In any case, I do not want for options, even if some are worse than others. No sooner did Emmerich hear about our disbandment than he offered me a position as a guardsman in the Imperium district. As a former reserve dragoon, I'm guaranteed to be popular, he said. I'd really... That has to be a joke on Emmerich's part. I think Emmerich knows full well that Estinian could not sit and guard something. Least of all, being a guardsman in a safe, secure city. Who does he take me for? Even without his meddling, I'm perfectly capable of finding employment. And have. You found work for yourself? Some days ago, a Hanish envoy arrived with word from Vitra. The worm requests my presence as soon as things have settled here. You know, the elephant you can spot there is actually Emmerich? Oh, in the... Oh yeah, in the Imperium. He didn't deign to mention why I'm needed, but it pertains to dragons, like as not. In Favnir, like elsewhere, the phenomena caused by the final days abated when you defeated Meteion. No, it was too late for those who had already transformed. Life is beginning to return to normal for the survivors. Of those who sought refuge in Charlian, most have already returned home. But many do not have a home to return to, nor loved ones. By an arrangement between Vritra and the Forum, such souls may remain in Charlian if they wish to work and study. Vritra was always the satrap in truth. It's gratifying to see him become one in name as well. One who has the complete confidence of his people, if the envoy's tone was any indication. I often find myself speaking favorably of dragons of late. Not so long ago I would have assumed his benevolence had ulterior motives. It is clear he cares for his people, and they in turn revere him. No such a nation may flourish as comforting. Creature's kin sought release from conflict. So weary were they of suffering it wrought, they surrendered to oblivion. But Midgard Sorin didn't give up. In hope he made the journey to distant Epirus with his clutch of eggs. And though his progeny went on to be embroiled in conflict with men, there were times when they transcended hatred to abide in harmony. That is their legacy and their triumph. In my lance I feel the weight of their struggle and the strength of their resolve, and it lends me strength. These things I might never have learned had I not joined you. Should you ever have need of me, I will come, and at the very least, it might be an opportunity to earn coin. Barman, the salvation Minfilia dreamed for Eorzea comes closer to reality with every step the Scions take. Yes, the world may still be in the throes of change, but it is improving. I see it happening day by day, and I sit here, praying that whatever new road you walk will bring you the wonder and joy you deserve. Should you need a rest between your journeys, then do come and join me on the terrace, for old time's sake. Our champion and savior. I was beginning to think my chance for an audience would never come. That sounded more amusing in my head. Well, speaking of heads, I was worried about yours. And the rest of you, for that matter. On the mend, I trust? I think I'm getting there. Glad to hear it. You were in a bad way, and healing magics or no. I'm impressed by how swiftly you've recovered. And again, 'tis hardly the first time you've cheated death. Your strength of will has never failed to astonish me. Look at what you've accomplished. Meteion defeated, her song of oblivion cut short, the source and all her reflections delivered from the final days. If you had faltered at the last, then all hope would have been lost. But you held fast. Now Reen has a tomorrow to look forward to, and I could ask for no greater gift than that. As for a lesser gift, however, the next time you see her, I would appreciate you not describing my travel plans of Urianje as aimless wandering. We have a purpose in our roaming, after all. Keeping an eye on things in the absence of the Scions on the world stage. There'll never be an end to the little problems that go untended by nations. We'll do our best to help out where and when we can. Which, I suppose, is an approach not far removed from aimless wandering when you get down to it. Perhaps you could tell her I'm faring well. Leave it at that, eh? Not to mention this feeling of being uprooted. I've never been one to stand still for long, but when I think of home, there's the rising stones which comes to mind. How many times have we set out from this base, thence to return when our work was done? On the day the Scions came together, I only hoped for Minfilia to find a place where she belonged. Never did I expect to find one here for myself. Indulge me, Sorin. I have a question for you. And imagine Minfilia herself is asking. Are you glad you joined the Scions? Of course I am. When I arrived in Eorzea, I never expected the family I'd find. I can honestly say the same. But all good things must come to an end, at least for a time. Should you need a helping hand for infiltration or reconnaissance, you know who to ask. I'll come round, and you'll likely get a certain funny-talking fortune-teller into the bargain. I can still scarce believe our battle extended to the ends of creation. Seeing the Scion's mission to completion was both an honor and a privilege. As for myself, I've spent quite a while away from home. I think I'll return to Limsa Lominsa for now. Once I get there, my first order of business will be down in the Pine Free at the Drowning Wench. Maybe I could do with a visit back to Limsa as well. Just to see the city for once. No adventure, no quest. The exploits of you and your companions are truly an inspiration to us all. I never felt more accomplished to hone my own skills, that I one day might be able to accomplish such heroic deeds. Burgomaster means to visit Limsa Lominsa, and I will join him and continue my search. I know not when we will meet again, but please take care of yourself. It's a shame the Scions are disbanding, even if only in name. I still fondly recall the day you granted me my uniform. The memory remains vivid, yet feels like a lifetime ago. I considered returning to the Adder's Nest, but since I've come this far, I decided I ought to continue my journey and venture to Garlemald instead. I can't hold a candle to the infamous Wandering Minstrel, but I thought I might share with the Garleans the tale of your epic deeds. Extend to them an olive branch of song, if you will. Arnvold has pressing matters, according to him anyway. A pity he couldn't be here to witness this momentous occasion. So he bids me tell you congratulations. As for me, well, once the Scions disband, I intend to resume my work in Rhalgr's Reach. I suppose Arnvold will need supporting Girabania too, though he would not admit as much. He will have my help, whether he wants it or not. I'm sure he'd appreciate it, Ma. Feels a little strange now my link pearl's gone quiet. Since my unique skills no longer needed for the City of the Star and all that, I'm gonna become an adventurer like you, traveling far and wide. I imagine I'll start by heading to Mer City or the New World. Just need to find myself a ship first. Ooh, well, I'm curious now, if we'll meet Riol in Dawntrail. And second, if not in Dawntrail, is he going to be involved in... Is this... this is really reaching, but maybe Riol is kind of the start of a connection that has the Warrior of Light finally travel to Mercidia? Oh, Sorin, how are you feeling? Any lingering aches or pains? I'm recovering, but I can't apologize enough for sending Xenos to find you in Ultima Thule. When he came to me in Sharlayan, I was truly torn. As ever, there was only one thing on his mind. Forced to make a decision, I reasoned that if he would not be deterred from seeking you out, he might at least aid us in our cause. So I struck a bargain. In the end, he was true to his word. You defeated him despite your earlier exertions. Knowing the state you were found in, it could have ended very differently. My decision almost cost you your life. No words could express the remorse I feel. While I'm here. You did the right thing. Without Xenos, I don't know if I would have made it. It is a relief to hear you say that. Thank you. Time and time again, I've been made to feel woefully inadequate. I wasn't much use in battle, nor could I face the form without my nerves getting the better of me. It always fell to you and to the others. I must and will do better. And I shall begin with the restoration of the students of Baldesion. Through our work, Sharlayan will strengthen its ties with our nations, that we may be better prepared to face whatever threats arise in future. Of course, this isn't something I can accomplish alone. Thankfully, I have the staunchest of help in Raha and Ojika, and our other remaining members. Together, we'll continue Grandfather's work. As before, certain commissions will take us to dangerous locales, and we may need to call upon seasoned adventurers. In such times, might you be willing to assist us? Not because you feel obliged, mind you, but because you feel a lure for the task itself. And call me whenever, Kral. Marvelous. Should something of interest arise, I shan't hesitate to reach out to you. Until that day, I shall endeavor to become a more dependable comrade. Alphino? It's Oh, Sorin. Pray forgive me for delaying the gathering. I was writing a letter, you see, to my parents. As busy as Father has been tending the aftermath of the Exodus, he has been good enough to show concern for the Scions. And besides, I've made them worry enough for a lifetime. Henceforth, I will endeavour to write as often as I am able. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. A little effort to set their minds at ease while we continue to be away from Charlian. Both Alizé and I are off to assist with Garlemald's recovery, you see. Though uncertainty remains over what will become of the nation, we cannot well leave the capital in its present state. We will rejoin those members of the Ilsabard contingent still stationed there. Lucia and Maxima helmed the relief effort, with support from our allies, the people of Garlemald among them. They will gradually be joined by those who have finished treating the tempered across the lands. Lest you misunderstand, we do not seek redemption for failing Licinia and her sister. That is a burden we must always bear. Nay, we go because of the truth in Lord Quintus's words. In truth, whatever ideals individuals may espouse, nations are not moved to action unless they stand to benefit. For the foreseeable future, the fallen empire will be at the mercy of both internal and external forces. And though I do not doubt the intentions of the contingent, with greater powers involved in the relief effort, our allies may well find themselves drawn into a political agenda. In going, we seek to ensure that the needs of the people come first, to understand their hearts, that we might better help them to begin anew. I don't know where my journey's going to take me, but I'll stop by when I can. You know you can call me if you ever need me. By all means. Full glad would I be for your visit. I believe I speak for Alizé as well. For fairly as long as I've been in Eorzea, you've been at my side, watching over me, in good times and in bad. How many times have we gathered to share tidings? None could possibly keep count. The world is changing, and will continue to do so. Yet no matter what the future brings, I hope that I can ever look to you, in good times and in bad, as a dependable comrade, a dear friend both. You can always count on me. Thank you, Sorin, from the bottom of my heart. Yes, this is it. Oh, sorry, Artemis. Spoken your fill, have you? If so, I'm thinking to send everyone off. Well, with your permission then. Your attention, please. At risk of spoiling the mood, the time for departure is upon us. In my capacity as your receptionist, I bid you all safe journeys. Till next we meet, be well. Argos. Oh, that's where you get. I was trying to remember where you get the Argos mount.
I suppose we're off to Garlemald then. Though we ought to speak with Lord Emmerich first. If he's received word of any recent developments, we need to know.
'Twould be prudent to purchase some warmer clothes at least. Mayhap we can pick up a few souvenirs for Euless and the others while we're at it.
Ishgard's a good place as any to pick up warm clothes.
Where will you all be heading next?
Dravania. There is a book I've been meaning to borrow from the Great Google Library. And I can think of at least one person who will be most displeased should I fail to visit before leaving.
We've no particular destination in mind, but we do intend to stop in Sharlayan before we set off.
We had thought to ask after the Loporrits. I am curious as to how well those who chose to remain are adapting to their changed circumstances.
Might we accompany you then? Raha and I were planning to return to the Baldessian Annex.
Commissions have been piling up in our absence, and they must be dealt with ere we begin our work in earnest.
Estinian, you will return to Radzat Han, will you not?
Aye. For Vritra's benefit, though I've yet to hear the details. I may not stay long.
I see. Then it is here the Scions at last part ways, each to some far-flung corner of the realm.
Perhaps. But I believe one of our number, a rather important one at that, has yet to divulge his plans.
That's...
Quite right.
I'm not trying to keep a secret, I just...
Fair point.
So, what's next for our humble adventurer?
What is next? What's that? There it is. Yet stand tall, my friend. Our journey will never end. That's part of Tomorrow and Tomorrow, isn't it? Oh, I forget we get the keys for...
The constancy of this place never ceases to amaze me. An ocean of souls, shimmering and eternal.
I hadn't thought of it before, but sorry. Elidibus's English VA and Themis's face don't... I don't know, they don't seem to click.
And yet...
For me.
Something stirs.
Sounds older than he looks.
Steeped in darkness, deep as starless night. The beast hungers.
Was it
Alas,
you say,
I dare
Marita?
not investigate in earnest before the coming of my guiding star, as he foretold.
Was it you say, Marita? The face doesn't match the voice face.
We shall descend to the depths, you and I, to confront the dread beast Pandemonium. Oh, The sights we shall see. The sights we shall see.
Rest well, champion of Epirus, for many and more adventures await you. So, there we go. The end of Endwalker. I do love Final Fantasy XIV. It is. This feels like an appropriate time again to say I have to thank you again, Rooney, for introducing me to this game in the first place. I don't think I can overstate how much fun I've had playing this game. Of course it's foggy when I want to get a little ending scene. But yeah, this is it for Sorin's journey for a while. I'm planning till probably at least till the end of August. I'll be taking a step back from Sorin's journey, which I do want to kind of continue on and there's see the more content with him, but I do want to clear through my list of my backlog of games I've got to stream. This as well works as a nice place because I feel you can let a reasonable amount of time in the background pass between the end of Endwalker and what comes next. It gives me some time as well to decide what order I want to do content in. Like if I want to do Myths of the Realm or Pandemonium first. Yeah, I've got those two. There's no trial series to do. Because all the trials in Endwalker are tied into the MSQ. But otherwise, yeah, I'll make that decision closer to time. I don't need to make it now. When I can spend that time making sure Sorin's got all his classes leveled up and ready for Dawn Trail. Once we get to there, how to get through Posen. Yep. That can wait. So, this is the last of Sorin you're going to see for a while. Mooney, you might see more of him if we ever happen to be on together, just in our own time. But yeah, on stream, Sorin's going to be absent for a while, and starting next week, I'm going to be back to just other shorter games. So as I said earlier, I'm planning to start up next week with Slay the Princess, and I want to do Sorin needs a break. This is the best place for him to take a break. The world is safe. I'm going to be starting next week on Slay the Princess and a High Chaos run of Dishonored 2. Neither of which should take me too long from the looks of it. I think Slay the Princess, when I quickly checked, said like 5 hours for kind of the main story and extras. So that's maybe just 2 streams at most. possibly I can fit it into one stream, but I'll have to see. And then Dishonored 2 is just kind of something that is a bit more actiony and different to the JRPGs that I play a lot of. And then, after whatever one of those I complete first, I'll start onto Omori. Because apparently I'm not allowed that much of a break from an RPG. But, for now, thank you so much for coming along and watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't worry, it's on the list, Mooney. You'll get it soon. I'd say probably almost certainly not next week, but the week after. I'll start Omori. But with that said, again, I really hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for joining me through Endwalker. Watching Sorin travel to the end of creation. And I'll be back next week with some new games. It's part of me's a little sad to kind of say goodbye to Final Fantasy XIV for a while, but it is what it is. There are other games that are on my list. So, until Monday, thank you so much for coming along. I really hope you enjoyed. And I hope you have a good evening, have a good night, and goodbye.